It's weird when you press record, it cuts off.
Cuts off what?
Cuts you off a little bit.
My head?
No, your body. It like zooms in a little bit more.
Hey! Hi everyone, welcome back. My name's Sultan.
And I'm Ketsia, and we are the Hubbards.
Yes, we are. Today, we've got a bunch of questions that we're going to run through today. And maybe you can say a little bit about these questions, babe.
Yeah, so for this video, we decided that we would play a little game, the him versus her game, and it's kind of a question that you'll see this game played, I guess, at weddings during receptions, and we thought it would be a little fun thing to do outside,
Usual stuff and
or what we plan to have in the future.
Yeah.
And so I think this will be a little fun thing to do, and we can do also in the future just fun little activities or games to kind of show you guys more of who we are.
Yeah, get to know us a bit.
Yeah, so we haven't played this game yet, but we will now, so let's start.
Pulling them up.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
So first question is, who initiated the first contact?
I think that was me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was because we met on Bumble, and I messaged you on there and tried to connect there and waited 36 hours for her to actually respond.
36 hours?
Yeah, because it took you waited 24 hours and then I had to extend.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to extend before the message deletes itself if the woman doesn't respond.
Yeah.
So it took 36 hours for you to actually message me. So
It did, and it took that long because I think a lot was going on with me, like packing up my life and about to travel to Texas for travel nursing. And then I noticed, I was like, hey, I got someone, sitting there, so let me go ahead and message him. And with Bumble,
a tall, dark, and handsome fella.
And with Bumble, you both can swipe, but the woman initiates the first message.
True.
Okay, so our next one is, who said I love you first?
That was me too. That was basically, believe it or not, that was about 2.5 weeks into us knowing each other. And I knew at the time, I was like, I'm feeling love for her. This is pretty, this is faster than I would have expected. And, but just trying to be transparent with myself and true to myself and my emotions and be, transparent with you. I had told her that via text, but I said it in a strange way as a psychological attempt of not taking complete ownership of my feelings. But you ended up saying to me, or you ended up thinking to yourself that, what was it again? Like, he's saying he loves me, but he hasn't even asked me to be his girlfriend yet.
Yeah. So he said that, and I think I said the same, but I was like, hey, maybe we should, talk. And so we had that conversation.
Over FaceTime.
Yeah, and then we, kind of made it official.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was scary. I sent that text and went off to a group therapy facilitation meeting, and I just abandoned my phone in the office. Yeah.
Next question, who mentioned marriage first? Which is kind of hard because I can't really remember.
I think it was me. I think it was me.
It was you?
I think so, because it was December when we went to Florida. We had really had a great intimate exchange that was just vulnerable, and we experienced a lot of trust and a lot of a lot of safety with each other. And I was just like, wow, she's definitely the one. And I think I told you that day, I was like, I'm going to propose to you a year from now, not realizing it would actually be us getting married
a year from
that moment.
Yeah.
So that was wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was cute.
Yeah.
We'll do another video or something to talk a little bit more about that season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is more adventurous? 3, 2, 1.
I had a little trouble there.
Oh yeah. I would say me. I think in the season I'm a little bit more cautious, but like in the history of, I guess, just our lives in general and our relationship, I would be more adventurous. And to like top this, what's the most adventurous thing you've done?
Well, yeah, I did some bungee jumping in New Zealand 2 years ago, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll upload a video or something of that,
or maybe we'll put a little small clip here.
Exactly.
Right in front of his face. Of this bungee jumping. I'll try to insert that.
You'll just hear me screaming for my very life. So.
Yes. Which
Stay
is
tuned.
crazy because ziplining scares him. But
it does. It all scares me. I'm scared of heights.
Yeah. But I'm scared of heights too, but I don't know. I like doing those things. Yeah, my adventurous thing is not as adventurous as his is, but I would never bungee jump. I think that's just crazy. but my adventurous thing was I had a trip to Puerto Rico with some friends, and we got this Airbnb experience where Airbnb does like events and tours and experiences you can sign up for, and we hiked in one of the rainforests there, and hiked up a mountain, went down rappelled down an 80-foot waterfall, and then zip line all the way down to the person's grandma's house who made authentic Puerto Rican food. So that was my most adventurous. I still want to jump out of a plane, but
Which is crazy.
But right now, I'm not sure. So we'll see.
I don't know how jumping out of a plane is less terrifying than bungee jumping.
It makes sense, but for some people, I guess it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay. So next question is, who is more spontaneous?
That kind of depends. I don't know. Okay, so I think it's you. You think it's me.
I think it's you.
Why do you think I'm more spontaneous?
I don't know. I guess because you're like, I don't know. I think
extroversion. Or?
Maybe you're willing to do more things now than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more introverted and wants to stay in more.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we're not spontaneous people.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not spontaneous. I'm like very planned. I like to be mentally and emotionally prepared before doing anything.
That's true. Yeah.
If I'm not, then it's gonna be hard for me to like be present at this event. And we kind of try to do some stuff spontaneously, but right now I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be different too, like at different seasons of life, being spontaneous was something that was more feasible. Like college and when you have less responsibilities, things like that. And so, yeah. I guess maybe interpersonally, sometimes in conversation, I can maybe be more spontaneous. I just have a lot of things that I can say. And
on that, the next question is, who is the social butterfly?
That's definitely me. No. But you're very social though as well, but it's different.
I'm not.
With those you've known for a while.
Yeah, I'm very social in small group settings. It has to be like 1, 2 other people, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Or us and another couple, but other than that, it's like...
Or people you've known for a long time.
Other than that, my meter goes down.
Yeah. And
Sultan is very much the social butterfly, where he'll talk to anyone he walks by.
Anyone?
Basically, yes. And
What are
sometimes
some examples?
I get on my nerves because I'm like, why are you talking to this person? But then at the same time, it's like, when I think about it, I'm like,
That's
I'm
the love of Christ.
I'm very antisocial. I really don't want other people to be talking to me. And he's introducing and saying this and saying that. I'm like, oh, small talk. I'm like, ugh. But
I don't know. I just like interacting with people.
yeah, which is a good quality, and I think that's good for our a good balance for our relationship.
We balance each other, but in different settings, sometimes I'm less social.
Yeah.
Like in the gym, for some reason, I just don't really talk to people.
Yeah, and if people come up to me and
It's
like,
really
why
strange.
are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm going home.
Yeah, it's strange.
Okay.
Who's more stubborn? I know the answer to that one.
You
You don't think I'm more stubborn?
Yes, you are. He's more stubborn.
Wow, I completely disagree.
I think I just changed my mind a lot. But I think he's like, if he's set to do something, when it comes to like putting things together, and like, like what did we put together here? That our dresser, or I remember there's one instance where like there was something going on with his laptop and he did not want me to help him. That he just held on to the laptop for dear life, and I was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know why about technology I get really, I don't know.
He really wants to, figure things out on his own.
And I'll get frustrated. I'm like, why can't I fix this? And so I can get stuck sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it is an effort sometimes to just like, maybe you can help me just take it away.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you're stubborn with other things, like, for some reason I can't think about it. And it's just little stuff. It's not like, that it's just like, okay, whatever. But you think I'm more stubborn?
I think you're more stubborn, and that sometimes, what might be a good example? Like if I want to do something, and you're like, I don't want to do it, there's no convincing you. It's like, it's not happening. Like, let's say, for example, we've known just observing our daily rhythms and patterns that if we don't go to the gym in the morning, then it's very unlikely that we're going to go later in the day. But if I'm more willing to go later in the day and we have time, and I say, babe, let's go, like, you're like, no, I'm not. It's just not happening. I can't will myself to want to go. And so it's like, oh my gosh, like there's like no way of pushing you forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's something. But you're definitely more stubborn than I am in many ways.
Who is the better cook?
I think it kind of depends, but
I guess with just being more versatile, I guess, or just different things. I'm very...
You like variety.
Yeah, I don't like the same things. I can really get bored and tired and sometimes disgusted of the same things every time.
She can get disgusted of a food she previously enjoyed.
Yeah.
If she had it too often.
Yeah, if I have it too often, it's just like I can't. I need something different.
Yeah.
And like in the season 2, trying to eat healthy, trying to find different ways to cook things healthier,
and spice things up.
Yeah, like most of the times the things are not going to be that tasty as I want it.
That's
because true. I love junk food, but that's I'm just gonna have to learn how to deal with that. But it's good, being married. I think we've learned a lot of different dishes to cook, and I'm excited for cooking a lot more.
Yeah.
Who is the early bird?
I don't know what that means.
Who is like, I guess who wakes up
in the morning?
Gets up in the morning early, ready to start the day. Something like that.
That's easy. She is. But I adapt, I'm pretty adaptable.
to me. Yeah. He's not like a nighttime owl.
Yeah.
He gets up early, but I'm just earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. Because like, my mindset is so set on like, if I get up and start and do things, then I'll get things done. If I wait, I'll just get tired and bored and lazy, and I don't. And so, and I'm just an early bird in general. I just wake up early, and I think that comes from my dad's side because he can wake up like 5 o'clock, 4:30, and be wide awake. You know, I'm more like
watching the news,
yeah,
drinking coffee.
I'm more like 6:30. But yeah, when I'm awake, I'm awake. So.
And there's no going back to sleep.
No going back.
But for me, I can sleep really at any time.
Yeah, and take naps easily.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
I can pass out.
Yeah.
I can definitely pass out. Who says I'm sorry first? That's definitely me. I just, why'd you say me?
Because you do say sorry first. You do say sorry first.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to
say it.
Yeah. And I think it's easier for you to have like harder conversations.
Sure.
And maybe it's it's just part of who you are, but also too with your training. But I think it's mostly like just part of who you are.
Yeah.
I think your heart is more ready to, accept faults, or more ready to be more humble than some other people are.
Yeah.
Like me.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's that way, and then I think at times too, like, and we've talked about this before, with us, that sometimes you can say sorry, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're saying that you've done something morally wrong. And so there are some times where I'll say I'm sorry because I know that will communicate care and sincerity and concern for your feelings. And it's easier because I'm like, all those things I agree with and want to be down for, and it doesn't commit me to thinking I did a moral wrong. Like, let's say I bought the wrong, pads, on a Kroger run.
Why you had to use
I don't know, because it's happened. And she might say, "Oh, you grabbed the wrong ones," and I'm like, "Sorry, babe. Do you want me to get some more later this week?" And so, like, for me, I'm quick to say it because I'm like, "Oh, I'm concerned. I didn't want to inconvenience you, and I didn't do a moral wrong, so I don't feel like, oh, I'm admitting guilt or anything like that."
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Who is neater? I think that is, I would say me. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What? Oh.
I think we're both pretty neat.
We're both pretty
which
neat.
Worked out.
It has worked out really well.
Yeah, I think like we like to keep our space tidy and things like put together.
Yeah.
We clean more, but like when it comes to like putting things away, he might be a little bit more organized and neater than I.
But it
whether
depends.
it's like clothes in the closet or the dresser, I'm just like, oh, whatever. And then like the next day I see my towel nicely folded,
refolded.
And I know that he did that and that it wasn't me.
Or readjusting the pillows. But like some things like tidying around the house, sometimes you're more on it, like leaving a blanket on the couch, throw a blanket. You don't like that. You don't like things cluttered,
Yeah, I don't like things cluttered.
You like to consolidate things. So we kind of complement each other. She likes to do some vacuuming. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, I don't really want to do that. Maybe I'll, tidy up, clothes or other things.
Right.
So we complement each other. Do the dishes, yada, yada, yada. I'm pretty meticulous.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah. Who is more forgetful?
She's gonna say I am. She's not wrong.
I'm forgetful too. I think what helps is writing things down, but even, writing things down, you still be forgetful, but, yeah.
I feel like after we got into our relationship, especially in marriage, my mind changed in such a way that you've become my extended memory bank. And so, for some reason, my mind just doesn't retain certain things. And so I'm like, I don't know. It's like I'm like, oh, and it's not a conscious thing, but I'm just like, oh no, I have two brains instead of one,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I forget things. But because sometimes that can just be a stressor in our relationship, like, babe, you gotta remember things. I, really now just kind of jot down like to-do lists, or I'll put things on my calendar. So I put everything on the calendar.
And that's got me to put things on my calendar too. To like, okay, remember to do this.
Mm-hmm. And we have a shared Google Calendar, and that really helps with committing to some of the things we have going on.
Yeah. Okay. Who will be the first to cry during a movie?
Yeah.
Sultan's always the first to cry during a movie. And I've cried.
You've cried.
At movies, but like very few.
Very few.
And Sultan's the one I'll just see him and say, oh, this is...
It's beautiful.
Making me
Some of these things are so beautiful.
Uh-huh.
It makes me kind of feel a little bit of my tear ducts.
Yeah.
Because there are some beautiful works of art out there in cinema, and it really just grabs your heart and talks about some real important things. And crying just seems like a natural response.
Yeah.
What's another?
Who is funnier?
I think that's situational, but I think maybe we'll say me, maybe you. Oh, you think you're funny?
Oh, no. I think that's
I was surprised. It's like, oh, I wouldn't have thought you would have said that. But
No,
you're very funny.
Yeah, you're funnier.
I think
you're
very
more talkative,
Sure.
so that kind of helps.
Yeah.
I'm like more I'm just thinking 24/7.
You're intentional with your humor, maybe.
I am. I'm very intentional.
Or I might do something dumb or silly, or say something funny, and like she'll just like catch it, and he's like, okay, that's a good chance to make a joke or something.
Yeah, but I don't think about it. It just happens when it happens. Just
Yeah,
like
it's
everyone
spontaneous.
else, So,
Yeah.
but he's
That kind of
definitely
depends.
funnier. Yeah.
Maybe I'm more funnier because I'm just talking a little bit more, so that increases
Well,
the average.
you're talking a little bit more, but also too, I think you're funny too.
Okay, you think it's kind of like a trick, like.
Yeah, I think you're funny
Right,
too.
qualities, okay. Whose farts are smellier? Well, it kind of depends on what I'm eating. So, like, there was this time where I was like, really trying to be low on my sodium, like added salt in foods and things like that, because of high blood pressure within, my family and that sort of thing. And so I was like not using as much salt, and so I stumbled across cumin, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love cumin, and I was putting it in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized that was really making my farts like
Really smelly, yeah. And it was just smelling. I thought like maybe he just has smelly farts, all of a sudden. But then we one day we're like, maybe it's the cumin. Maybe
because it was never that smelly.
Stop.
It was like a certain start and end date. And so then she
And he
told
would
me,
always blame it on like, oh, it's a protein fart. But it was cumin.
So basically, we decided, okay, cut out the cumin for a while, cut it out, and farts returned to normal.
Yeah.
It was such a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should have put who farts the longest.
No, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I didn't want
One day she farted, and it was like 5 seconds straight. I was like, oh my god, it's still going.
You're crazy.
That was like once in a lifetime.
Yeah, once in a lifetime. It's not a question.
Yeah, whatever. What's the next one?
Who leaves the dishes on the table after eating?
You.
Are we supposed to put that up? You forgot the whole game.
And this one can be you. So she does.
I don't mean to do it, but like I'm just done and I just get up.
Yeah, and she doesn't push in her chair either. So I push in her chair and I'll take her plate or whatever, and the rest is history. But
Yeah.
sometimes you might do it. You might take my stuff though.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be servantful that way.
Mm-hmm. Who controls the TV remote?
So definitely her,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I'm kind of picky with what I watch on TV.
Especially
and
during the week.
during the week, especially because I just like to wind down, and I like to watch mindless things. So that includes a lot of reality TV with a lot of drama and that's very mindless.
What kind of reality TV?
All kinds, 90 Day Fiance to
Love After Lockup.
Love After Lockup.
Love During Lockup.
Love During Lockup. Just simple stuff that I'm like,
Night at First Sight.
Night at First Sight. Any clips I can find on YouTube, just something real chill.
Yeah. And I'm pretty agreeable. I'll watch anything.
Watch most things.
But there are some things that are stressful to me.
That he can't watch.
Yeah.
And so
Ozark is stressful.
that is such a good show.
Some other things that were super stressful. I don't know. That one for sure, I was like, I can't watch this.
I felt like there was a reality
It's
TV
too
show that
much.
you didn't watch.
For a while, Married at First Sight was stressful for me. Because they just had people on there just, oh my gosh, just with a lot of dysfunction.
Yeah, if you guys, and they put a lot of dysfunctional people on these reality TV shows, which, you know, in the world we have a lot of dysfunctional people. I mean, in many ways, you know, we have our own issues, but, you know, they put these heightened characters up on TV, and it just makes you think like, wow.
Yeah, and as a psychologist in training, I'm just hooked in.
Yeah, and you're like, what? You know, what is going on with these people? Why is he thinking that way? Why is she thinking that way? Why are they saying this to each other? Like,
why are they behaving that way?
Yeah. Why didn't they plan this? Like, what? You know, so there's a lot that we can probably talk on in our future videos about too. And then which one were we gonna ask?
Let's do Who's Always Hungry. Do that one. So, disagreement.
I can always eat, but I'm not always hungry. You know, I'm always looking for a snack or junk food because
a little treat.
A little treat is nice.
A little bite.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of the same way, except I don't snack really, but I have like bigger meals.
Yeah, I'll have huge meals, or like, you know, if we go out and we get brunch, you know, you have to have pancakes on top of pancakes, you know?
Well, I gotta have some pancakes with my omelet.
Anyway.
Or maybe a waffle on the side.
Anyway.
You know?
Yeah. You have toned it down a little bit, I
guess.
guess.
I'm tapering back, you know?
Anyway.
I'm bringing back leftovers.
Anyway, so that's our game.
That's a little bit about us.
A little bit about us. And
hope you enjoyed it.
More likely to do what or what. But yeah, like if you guys have any ideas, questions
for future videos or other content we can produce, let us know.
Let us know. We for sure will love to hear everyone's thoughts, so we can, you know, produce more content. And we hope to also produce on a weekly basis, so once a week, to see how that goes so far.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Put your comments in the comment section and we'll respond as best we can.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah. Take care.